Hello and welcome to my meditation. My name is Debra Baker and I'm so delighted that you've joined us for this little while. We are working our way through my book, Amazing Intuition, Expanding Your Most Important Resource. And we are on chapter 4, which is about psychic vision, letting the universe help us to see what we need to see, what we want to see. Are you ready? Let's get started. So let's begin with our 3 nice, really deep breaths. Breathing into the chest, feeling your chest expand, holding it for a moment or as long as is comfortable, and then breathing out slowly. Now breathe into your chest and your upper back. Fill up your rib cage. Hold it for a moment. Just feel even the skin of your back kind of stretch a little. And then let it go nice and slowly. And now take the deepest breath you've taken all day. Expand your chest, your upper back, all the way down into your belly. Just fill up your lungs. Take another little sip of air. Hold it for a moment. Just feel your whole torso expand a little. And when you're ready, let it go. And now we relax our bodies by kind of giving them a little tension first to help them, give our bodies something to grab onto to release. So press your feet and your ankles and your lower legs, your knees and your upper legs together. Just kind of squeeze your legs to the center line. Squeeze, 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 and then let it go. And now pull up your pelvic floor, your lower torso. Imagine just giving your whole pelvis a hug, and in the next breath cycle, squeeze it in. Hold it for a moment and then let it go. Feel your lower back, let go. And now let's do the midsection from our hip bones up to our rib cage. So squeeze or expand, whichever works better for you. I find today I'm expanding my belly, so stretching out my belly for a moment, stretching out the muscles of my belly, and then letting them go. You can also squeeze them in for a breath cycle and let them go. And now we're going to do the chest, the upper torso, and the arms. So bring your fists to your shoulders. Tuck your arms into your sides, and then either pull everything forward like you're hugging someone, or bring it everything backward like you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Whichever one calls to you today. Take a deep breath and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Oh, it feels so good. And then let it go. And now pull your shoulders up to your ears. Gently tuck your chin a little. Oh, I think I tucked them a little. Let's see. Gently tuck your chin a little. Pull all your facial muscles to your skull and all your muscles to your skull. Just kind of squeeze your head with a breath cycle. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I like really squeezing my neck with my shoulders. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then let your shoulders fall. And notice the increased blood flow through your whole body. Just feels so wonderful. So just settle in for a moment. Make sure that your body is in a comfortable position. And let's invite our spirit guides and guardian angels in to guide our meditation, which I do every time, but not necessarily out loud during the meditation. Just relax a little more deeply, and a little more deeply, and a little more deeply. You may notice your breathing slowing down a little bit. Your heart rate is slowing down just a little, and your brain is shifting to the brain wave of meditation. I'm getting really comfortable here, so I hope I'm alert enough to continue leading this meditation. Just let go. So we're talking about psychic vision, which is what chapter 4 is, and there's a lot in there besides what we're going to talk about today, but this is just a snippet, a tidbit. And I talk about sometimes we see things that aren't there, or we see things differently than they are. But the one that I want to talk about today is the mind's eye, or the third eye. So hopefully by now you have your eyes closed. And the exercise I've been using for years is, I invite you now to picture a picture a rose. It can be whatever color you want. Just picture a rose. Now where you are picturing that rose is your mind's eye. It's your internal monitor, your internal computer screen, which we had long before we had computer screens. So where you see that rose is where you get psychic information, intuitive information. It is where the infinite, the universe, provides you with visual information when your eyes are closed. And so I invite you now to think about the rose that you've visualized. So notice if it was just a beautiful little rosebud, or if it was in full bloom, lots of petals. Was it a color other than other than red? Just notice your rose. Did it have thorns? Maybe you actually saw a bouquet of roses. And if you are having trouble seeing a rose, just practice. Occasionally I encounter someone who was negatively impacted by their imagination. They were scolded for, having a vivid imagination, or having an imagination at all. So if that's the case, the infinite can heal you. Your infinite self can step in and release that blockage. But for most people, it's just a matter of they don't see it, they don't trust it, they don't believe it. So let's just relax into our own belief system. Relax into trust. So the guides are wanting me to distinguish between visualization and intuitive vision. So visualization is similar to what you just did, where you chose what was going on the screen. Like you did your own PowerPoint. I'm going to visualize myself getting a good night's sleep tonight, or, holding in my hand $1 million that's all mine, or, in the, whatever it is, the great relationship, the beautiful home, the perfect job, whatever it is that you might want. When you create the image of that on your internal monitor, that's visualization, and it is very powerful. But that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about is allowing spirit to create the image. And usually it requires some prompt. So when I'm working with a client, they will ask me a question. I remember years ago, I was working a psychic fair, and someone said, am I going to have a baby? I got married last year or something. and I saw her at Christmas time in a maternity dress. And so that told us a number of things. It gave us the time of year, and I could tell by how pregnant she was, how big her baby belly was, that she was pretty far along at Christmas time. And I don't remember what time of year it was when I did the reading for her, but that answered a lot of the questions. And so, let's see. Let's think of a question we can all picture the answer to. So let's ask the question of Spirit, what is mine to do tomorrow? And just relax and see what images come to mind. And sometimes they don't come right when you ask the question. Sometimes they come a little later. So just know that the answer will come. And for our purposes, we are using visual imagery, but answers can come, as we talked about last week, in an audio form, in a feeling, in a sense, in a word that you hear on the radio or on TV, or a phrase that catches your eye when you're scrolling through social media. Spirit talks to us through many languages. And I just like the visual part, the clairvoyance, probably because it's pretty strong for me, and also because a picture paints 1,000 words. And so when you get an image, it tells you a lot. So think now about what you saw. When any of us asks the question, our higher self and our intuition, even human nature, wants to provide an answer, wants an answer. So I was asking the question as part of the meditation, but I immediately saw myself in my swimsuit at the pool, because tomorrow's one of my swimming days. And so you get the answer whether you necessarily are looking for it, in my case. So what is mine to do tomorrow? Okay. Now let's think about I'm going to do 2 more exercises. One is we're going to think about something that is our heart's desire. What is it that you want? Think about it. It can be just something small, like a new pair of shoes. Or it can be something big, like a new house, or a move across country, or healing of a relationship. Whatever. Just think about it for a moment. I'll be quiet. And now let's ask the infinite, is there something I need to know? What is my next step in bringing my heart's desire to me? In helping the universe to manifest my heart's desire? Is there something I need to do? I've said before that it is our job to ask the universe to set the intention to, visualize the end game, or, the next stop. And the universe's job to tell us how. But sometimes the how requires some action on our part. So once we set the intention and we say, okay, God, or okay, universe, or whatever, I'm open to seeing how this plays out and what my next step is. And sometimes we forget because we believe that it is God's job to do the how. It doesn't mean that the how doesn't require our participation. So what is my participation in this process? And this answer may come to you in a series of answers in the next day or so. And the last question is, how can I more fully align with my soul's intention for this human experience? How can I, my thoughts, words, and actions, more fully align with my soul's intention in choosing this human life? And the time that I've allowed during this meditation may not be long enough for you to receive the images that you need or you're looking for. So, pause the video or, turn it off at the end and just sit with it for a while, I suggest. And so let's have one more fun little exercise as part of this meditation, and that is, universe, would you show me in the next 24 hours a message meant just for me? And I have to share a little story. I was driving over to my daughter's house on Saturday. I sat at a light and I was kind of, pondering the world. And I noticed that the car in front of me had the license plate 629, which is my birthday, and the letters RTG, which came to me very clearly. It was ready to go. 629, ready to go. And then I look at the car in the next lane, and the license plate said, I heal. And I thought, okay, God, thanks for the message. I got it. And I set the intention for everyone who listens to this meditation at any time that you will get a message that is really powerful, that you will know is clearly for you. The universe is conspiring for your highest good in every moment. So I invite you to keep that in mind, that the universe is aligned for your benefit. You Your infinite self chose this human experience, and it is unfolding in perfect divine order. You are absolutely whole and perfect exactly as you are, and the one presence and the one power moving in, through, and as me honors and recognizes the one presence and one power moving in, through, and as you. Namaste. Have a wonderful week. I see you.